Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another Csgo News episode. Going to be a very short one. For all of you guys who are here for the major breakdown, the upsets, the surprises, just my overall thoughts about the major, that'll be kept for tomorrow along with some other news stories out there because, of course, the roster shuffle has begun. I'm going to leave that for tomorrow because we were promised today a huge major announcement, allegedly going to directly impact CSGO. Although it was a big announcement for pro players out there, it was kind of anticlimactic and it didn't really affect casual players. So I'm going to give you guys the trailer. I'll link it down below if you guys want to watch the full entire thing. As FACEIT did announce during their grand final matchup, their huge announcement, which was pretty much an advertisement for FACEIT leagues coming soon to CSGO. Now, of course, we currently have FPL, but apparently these are going to be FACEIT Pro Leagues. I'll give you guys more details after you watch the trailer. Give it a watch, and there were not too many details. It was very, very subtle in hints as to what exactly it was going to be, but watch the trailer, guys, and then leave a comment down below what you think.
Second, or rather first map of this grand final. FACEIT have got a little treat for you, so we're going to take a look at that first before we get any further.
Let's roll.
Losing hope. Playing alone is not what it was. AFKers. Friendly flashes.
Defusing the bomb.
No team play.
I'm defusing the bomb. No.
Horrible communication. Blocking.
Let's roll.
Just one more kill.
In the middle.
So what do I think about this? My first instant response was oversaturation. Now, there are definitely two sides to this. It could be a great update, and again, this is a great point for us to make right now in the comment section. If you guys have a reason that you like this, a reason why you don't like this, leave a comment down below. I would love to read through that and see what you guys think, but there are definitely a good side and a bad side to the announcement. The first of which, the most obvious, is why it's maybe a bad update is because we all thought it was going to directly impact CSGO overall, and this is just a third-party service, obviously offering more things for pro players, which is the good part about this. After talking to a few players out there, it does seem this is going to be a feeder league. If it is announced as we think it's going to be, you guys can think about it as a feeder league to either ECS or ESL Pro League. And what I give into comparison is, of course, currently we have ESEA and FACEIT, the two largest third-party services out there, and currently ESEA is under a lot of backlash for good reason for a lot of things they've done in the past in the CSGO scene that have been pretty corrupt and well, I'm not going to leave it at face value. They've been pretty stupid in their operation, but still, nonetheless, one thing they actually do well, in my own opinion, is they actually have a few leagues out there. The first of which is ESEA Advanced, which feeds into ESEA Mountain Dew League, and eventually you can earn a spot into Pro League. That's kind of the feeder system there. ESEA does a great job. They offer opportunities to pro players out there. If they make their way into ESEA Advanced, they can then get into Mountain Dew League, and then eventually into Pro League. I think, after talking to players out there, this is going to be a very similar thing for FACEIT. Now, we're not really going to sure what they're going to call this, but I believe their feeder league, instead of ESEA eventually feeding into ESL Pro League, I think FACEIT is going to do it a three-tier system and eventually feed into ECS. That's going to be their partner. They actually, I think they own a majority, if not all, of ECS. They're a partnership there, so I think we're going to have these FACEIT leagues, then a higher tier FACEIT league, and then teams in that league can compete eventually in ECS. That makes the most sense, which of course, when you hear that, it makes a lot of sense to offer other leagues out there for up-and-coming pro players, and then eventually, like we've seen so far in ESEA, it seems that the most dominant teams usually stay on top no matter what, so it really makes you debate, is this actually a solution to the problem of up-and-coming pro players not getting a spot on teams and actually getting established and their brands and obviously getting noticed in the pro scene? Will this really help it, or will this spread viewership even thinner? We already have so many leagues out there. My friend Adam pointed this out. We have matchmaking, we have Wingman, we have Csgo, we have Challenge Me, PV Pro, other websites. We have FACEIT, we have ESEA, we have ESL Pro League, we have ECS. There is so much CSGO already to watch. I understand this definitely helps up-and-coming pro players. In my own opinion, though, we are starting to spread viewership so thin. I'm excited, though. FACEIT does a great job of a lot of things they do, and a lot of the things they do a lot better than and ESCA, and if this means improvements in that system, I cannot wait. But also, most importantly, this does bring up a great point. If you guys remember the Zeus interview, that apparently he's coming out with an interview with Valve employees or someone around Valve very soon. It was supposed to be last week. I don't think that interview's been released so far. It might be this week. Of course, they're in the grand finals. It makes sense. He's been pretty busy to release that interview. He said he had inside information from Valve, and also some key points mentioned in this interview that I talked about a few days ago, guys. He says that Valve had a few things coming, a few surprises coming for CSGO, not just one. So I do, in the back of my mind, still very much hope that this is not the huge announcement that we were all hoping for, and that Valve still has big announcements coming. Of course, the major is going to conclude here, and at the point of me recording this, there's been no announcement. So if I did miss anything, I apologize for that. I still think an Operation Source 2, hopefully not going to be a new case, but that's probably going to come very soon as well if we do get an Operation. But I think big announcements are still coming for Valve. Overall, though, what do you guys think about this? It was an update to help up-and-coming pro players out there, which is very good. Unfortunately enough, when it comes to the casual players, which is, of course, the 99% of the people who play the game, no big updates this time around. But as always, guys, hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all back here for CSGO News tomorrow. Going to be very packed. I got a big night ahead of me. If I don't get it done by tomorrow, guys, it'll be done by Tuesday. The major was amazing. And gold trophies, congrats.